Before we jump into our mobile view design, we are going to see some of the typographic scale considerations. So I'm going to change the typographic scale because we have less space over here. So we are going to use less big headings, and we might need to change the size of our text or maybe subheadings. Okay, so let me show you my typographic scale. Okay, now the scale I chose is 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 49 and 54. Okay, so these three are for headings, bigger headings, and these 2 or 3 can be used for subheading, and this is for text and this is for small text. Okay, so for small devices I am going to switch to heading for 36, subheading for 24 and text 20 and small text 16. Okay, so let's see how it is going to look like, and let's start designing our header portion. Now here in the header you can see at the top we have too much space, so we have 16 over here, so we are going to leave only 2 because on mobile devices you are really going to save the space. Okay, don't kill the margins, don't make it too packed, but we are going to use let's first fix this grid. Okay, so we are going to use less this time. Okay, so maybe 2, we can change it in the end, so don't worry about it. Now about the navigation, let's see where our hamburger is. So I'm going to get my hamburger back into the view because it was too far away. So we are going to place it over here. Okay, so at the edge of this. Okay, so we have placed this. Now let's place our heading over here. So let's align it with this area over here like that. Okay, so I am going to use the size which is going to be let's see, try 49. Okay, so 49 is a bit big. Let's try 36. Okay, so 36 is looking good. And now we are going to size our paragraph from here, drag it from here like that. And now you also need to change your line heights. Okay, so where is my text gone? Let's revert back. I'm going to zoom out to test these things, and sometimes it's better that you zoom out of your design. Okay, because it's sometimes better to control them like this way. Okay, now I'm going to select the text, and let's see what we can use over here, maybe 36. Okay, for headings we are going to use the same line height because in typography for UI design we have studied that this is really going to help. Okay, you can either use left align or you can use middle align. I like it that way because it's more harmonious, and also if your design contracts more. Okay, so if we have less space it is still going to look good. Okay, so we have aligned it over here. Now maybe on the mobile devices we might need to change or skip this paragraph. Okay, so we are going to skip this, and we are going to upgrade few more things like getting started button. We are going to move it up, and it is looking very big right now, so we are going to adjust it afterwards. Right now just move the things around. Okay, so where is our video area? Okay, so now this time I'm going to move this text which is above the video area, and I'm going to move it up over here. Okay, so I'm going to move it just below my main heading. You cannot see it because it's in white color, so I'm going to change its color to this gray. Okay, so it is right now in 24 points. If you want to use less points, maybe we can try 20 over here because it is looking very big in front of that one. And also I am going to use Nonito Sans. Okay, so I'm going to use Nonito Sans regular. Okay, where it is, this time with this, and we are going to use, this is basically our paragraph style. Okay, so let's apply paragraph style onto it. Where is our basic gray paragraph style? Okay, so I'm going to override, and this is our paragraph style. So what I did is I totally changed its design and its font. Okay, so this is we are going to align them afterwards, so don't worry. Okay, now about the video area, this is very big for me, so I am going to squeeze it. Okay, so let's move this outside of the area, this text, because it's still inside this area. Okay, so I'm going to resize it like that, and let's see if it is going to resize it this time. Yes. Now let's move it over here, okay, like this. Okay, now it is looking good, and I think we need to adjust the vertical rhythm of our top area over here. Okay, so let's start with this one. Okay, so I am going to align it over here in the middle like this, or maybe this, like that. And this is already aligned very well, and this is already aligned. Okay, so I have 1 2 3 4 spaces over here, 1 2 3 4 5 spaces over here, and 1 2 3 spaces over here. So right now this text is more related to this one, so it is closer to this. Okay, this is a very simple design consideration that they are both related, so we are going to use chunking or groupings. Okay, so this is related to this one. Okay, now let's zoom out. Maybe I think the heading is too close to our logo, and maybe we can reduce our logo size over here. Okay, so let's try to reduce our logo size and see how it is going to look like. So let's reduce its size to like that. Okay, okay, looking much better. I think keep this one bigger because we need a bit of thumb. We need a better conversion because thumbs are not very small, so we are going to use this one a bit bigger. Okay, so its size is actually 62 by 48 pixels. Okay, so it should be minimum around above 44 or 48 pixels, so make sure it is above that. Okay, for this area I am going to align it a bit down. Okay, so logo is inside the header, so let's move the logo out, or maybe I need to select all this with shift. Okay, so we can click all this with shift, also our video area, and I'm going to group them. Okay, so it is my header content. Okay, so let's name it header content, and I'm going to move it a bit down over here, or maybe over here. Okay, so okay, now it is looking good. Move the button a bit up. You might be thinking I'm wasting a lot of time on these alignments, but they are really worth it. They are really going to shape your design. Okay, so I'm going to hide this. Let's drag it inside my header, and I am going to hide my grid to see how the design is coming up. Okay, so it is looking really good. I think I will keep the button size this big. It is not looking very odd, but if you want to use the medium size, you can use it. Let's load our UI style guide. Okay, now here's my style guide, and you can see the medium size button is 208 by 56 pixels. So let's make it that big. Okay, so we can vary the width. Okay, so but we can change the height. Okay, so because content is going to change the width of your button. Okay, so let's move it to 56 pixels. Okay, so I'm going to change the height of this to 56 pixels, and let's see how it is looking. It is looking good. Okay, let's reduce the width a bit. Okay, so it is looking good now. No problem with anything. Okay, so I'm going to save it. You can see how I shifted or changed the button size from this to this. Okay, also our typographic scale, you can see how I changed it, how I changed the logo size and everything. Okay, also if you want to change the whole image, you can change over here. You can just add some text line over here that it is going to be 30 seconds or 40 seconds, just to show the user that it is not going to take a long time to see this video. And next we are going to design our section 1 steps. So let's move on to the next lesson.